From the network that brings you Monster Vision and our favorite movies comes Big Stars.
Look!
In big, big, scene-chewing performances.
Easy, kitten, easy.
The bad boys of Bad, Ed Margulies and Steve Rebello, were back with a night of Joan Crawford movies, beginning with Torch Song. Bad movies we love, next on TNT.
Here we go.
Join TNT's 5th birthday party.
Happy birthday, TNT.
With tonight's special TNT movie marathon.
What a dump. What's wrong with me, Doctor?
Pink lights, ballet girl, blue sawdust, a lot of hoopla. What happened, Karen? What happened with everybody?
I'll kill you! You filthy hands off me!
Welcome once again to the Bad Movies We Love Penthouse. From this vantage point, we look down on all of Hollywood and many of the unintentionally funny movies made there. We call them Bad Movies We Love. Hello, I'm Ed Margulies, one of the executive editors of Movie Line magazine.
As you certainly are, and I'm Steve Rebello, one of Movie Line magazine's contributing editors. Ed and I write the monthly Bad Movies We Love column in Movie Line, and not too long ago we wrote a book called, yes, you guessed it, Bad Movies We Love. But we're more than pals and co-workers. We are your tour guides for tonight's tribute to that great bad movie, tough-as-nails diva, Joan Crawford. Yes, that's our Joan under all that scary makeup.
In the 1920s, Joan Crawford became a sensation playing tough-as-nails jazz babies. In the 30s, she became an MGM superstar playing tough-as-nails working girls who clawed or slept their way to the top. But by the 40s, it was all over, and MGM bounced tough-as-nails Joan as box office poison.
I hit the bottom pretty fast, didn't I?
Well, yes, you did, Joan, but you've bounced back at Warner Brothers and copped an Oscar playing tough-as-nails Mildred Pierce. By the 50s and the first movie of tonight's Joan-orama, Torch Song, she was playing hilarious roles like this tough-as-nails Broadway star. Movies like this one guaranteed Crawford bad movie immortality.
Joan falls in love with a blind piano player, so the ads for Torch Song asked this question. Could you fall in love with a man like this? Could you? The ads should have instead asked this question. Could you fall in love with a woman like this? Let's take a look at how our tough-as-nails Joan talks to her blind sweetheart.
Ivory Towers can be lonely.
Oh, I'm not alone.
No, but you will be if you keep that dog around. Look at her. She's still itching to take a bite out of me. Why don't you get yourself a nice seeing-eyed girl?
So feeling, so kind, so very, very Joan. Later, though, Ed, she does try to imagine what it might be like to be blind. Look sharp, because in the opening scene, that's this film's actual director, Charles Walters, playing Crawford's klutzy dancing partner.
Walters later told the waiting world that during the making of Torch Song, Joan started drinking vodka before she went to work. She'd often had 3 shots before 9 o'clock in the morning. Imagine that.
So, you think that explains her performance?
No.
Nah.
No.
Don't think so.
Explains her.
I loved it. Every awful moment of it, I love.
Take it away. It makes me sick.
My disposition makes me do as I please.
And now, back to the bad boys of Bad, Ed Margulies and Steve Rebello on TNT's Bad Movies We Love.
Halloween is just a few days away, and if you haven't yet thought up your costume, we've got some swell ideas for you.
Sure. Why not haunt your neighborhood this year as Joan Crawford in Torch Song? Here are some easy-to-make-at-home costumes. Here, Joan shows you can never go wrong with beige as long as it's trimmed with mink sleeves. Consider the timeless appeal of having your wig dyed to match your skirt. There's a new use for your old bedspread. Plaid's always chic with a floral arrangement crawling up one arm. Dare to wear this outside the house and you'll surely be noticed.
You know, you'd maybe never guess that Joan Crawford actually thought that last costume needed something more. But according to these publicity materials during Torch Song, Joan introduced a new glamour note for evening. Chipped diamonds to stud her eyebrows.
What are chipped diamonds?
Rhinestones.
Wait, on her eyebrows?
Uh-huh.
This we've got to see. Rhinestones on her eyebrows, where?
Here, 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 and here.
Oh, they're hard to see with all that blackface makeup, but yeah, they are there. Lovely touch, Joan. I can't understand why they didn't catch on.
If those costumes just seem like too much trouble to make, you can do this Halloween what I've just decided to do. Go out on the big night with Joan's Torch Song eyebrows. You know, you just get the chipped diamonds you've got laying around the house. It's not that big to do. And look at the result.
Yeah, right. If you don't like trick-or-treaters coming to your door, that ought to scare them away.
Hey, it's a look. I like it. I feel like Neely O'Hara, you know, sparkle, Neely, sparkle.
We now return to Joan Crawford and Gig Young in Torch Song on TNT's Bad Movies We Love.
Hi, Jenny. So long, Ty. Let me hear from you.
Yes, I will.
I'll be right back.
And now, back to the bad boys of Bad, Ed Margulies and Steve Rebello on TNT's Bad Movies We Love.
I'm going to stay here if it kills me.
And Joan's killing us, too, on this all-night Crawford Marathon, co-hosted by me, Movie Line Magazine's Ed Margulies.
And by me, Steve Rebello. Stay with us here on TNT as we're bad to the Joan all night long on Bad Movies We Love.
We now return to Joan Crawford and Gig Young in Torch Song on TNT's Bad Movies We Love.
All about him you don't have to tell me. He lived in Venice and died of the plague. Now get out of here before you give it to me.
You've seen TNT's Movie Marathon. Now read the Plume paperback Bad Movies We Love by Edward Margulies and Stephen Rebello.
I was the slut of all time.
Liz won an Oscar for this?
Over 300 pages of outrageous reviews, ratings, photos, and wacky information on those big budget, big star, big hair Hollywood masterpieces that have gone wonderfully haywire. Bad Movies We Love, available now at your local bookstore.
And now, back to the bad boys of Bad, Ed Margulies and Steve Rebello on TNT's Bad Movies We Love.
You just wouldn't believe how much trouble it is to dispose of a dead elephant.
And you just wouldn't believe how much fun it is watching a whole night of Joan Crawford's White Elephants with me, Steve Rebello from Movie Line Magazine.
And me, Ed Margulies, one of Movie Line's executive editors. We're here on a 5-movie TNT marathon of bad Joan Crawford movies we really, really love.
We now return to Joan Crawford and Gig Young in Torch Song on TNT's Bad Movies We Love.
I didn't know you was coming, or I'd have gotten some high-class beer.
Beer's beer.
Not anymore. They don't make it like they did when your father was drinking. You could taste the hops. And the malt used to hit you in the back of the head like a ton of brick.
celebrate 5 years of TNT.
Coming up on Bad Movies We Love. Anybody who gets in her way gets stung. Joan Crawford will give you hives when she plays the Queen Bee. Then Joan loves her furniture more than her family in Harriet Craig. Celebrate more of the stuff you love all month long as TNT turns
5.